Hello students, today's topic is structure of brain and its functions. Now, human brain is the main component of our central nervous system, and human brain is having a structure like a cauliflower, right? Now, the brain is divided into two halves, left half and right half. Now these two halves of the brain are not hard. These are very soft. Okay? And the various parts of the brain are forebrain, right? Then there is middle brain and then there is hindbrain. Okay? Forebrain, this all is the part of forebrain, which consists of cerebrum, then this corpus callosum, then thalamus, hypothalamus and pituitary. After the forebrain, there is a small tubular midbrain, which simply controls the reflexes related to ears and eyes. And then this part is the brain stem, a very vital part of human brain. It consists of pons varolii, medulla oblongata, and then it continues into the spinal cord. And this portion that is also called small brain is the cerebellum. So if we put two halves together, we get brain, and brain is like this. So forebrain. Then there is, this portion is hindbrain. Hindbrain comprises of cerebellum, then pons varolii, and then there is medulla oblongata. These are the parts of the hindbrain. And the midbrain is somewhere here. It is very small tubular part. Now I am going to discuss the various functions of forebrain. Now forebrain comprises of number one, cerebrum. So as you can see from the model, cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and it is having grooves. It is highly grooved or convolutions. These convolutions, they are responsible for the intelligence. The more the cerebrum is convoluted, more is the IQ of the person. Now, cerebrum is also known as the seat of intelligence, memory and voluntary actions, consciousness, willpower. All these are controlled by cerebrum. Seat of intelligence, memory, consciousness, willpower and voluntary actions. That is our muscular part. Now, the cerebellum is the part of the hindbrain. So first we will be doing cerebrum. Now you can see that cerebrum is having two cerebral halves, and then each half is having lobes. So this is the frontal lobe, then there is temporal lobe, then there is parietal and then occipital. Now the frontal bone, this frontal lobe, this is the seat of intelligence, memory, thinking. Then the temporal bone, it is related to the senses of this taste, smell, etc., hearing. And then there are parietals which deal with the other organs, and the occipital is the sense of vision, and parietal is for sensory actions, and the occipital is for vision. That is, the optic nerves come into the occipital, they bring message here and take message from there. The frontal lobe is also helpful in the muscular control of our body. Then there is thalamus. Now what is the function of thalamus? You can also note down. Thalamus relays pain and pressure impulses to cerebrum. Okay, role of the thalamus is to relay, that is to pass which senses, which impulses, pain and pressure to the cerebellum. Then hypothalamus is also known as the thermostat of our body. Now why do we call it thermostat of our body? Because it controls the body temperature. So what is the thermostat of our body? Hypothalamus. Where is hypothalamus present? Here, just below the thalamus, right? And the purpose of thalamus, the function of thalamus is to relay pain and pressure, whereas hypothalamus is body's thermostat, regulates body temperature, and you know hypothalamus also helps in controlling pituitary by releasing hormones, and then pituitary further gives command to the other. So this hypothalamus is very, very important. And it also controls our thirst and hunger cycles, etc. Then we come to the next part of our brain, that is midbrain, which is a tubular part, very small part, and generally controls reflexes involving our eyes and our ears. Now we come to the hindbrain. Now hindbrain comprises of three parts. Which are these three parts? Number one, cerebellum, also called small brain. Now cerebellum is responsible for controlling posture, balance, dexterity. That is, we can hold the chalk with proper precision. A doctor can do operation, stitch a patient, cut a patient, right? For that, very high precision is required, and the coordination of muscular movements, muscular activity, dexterity, proper precision, proper posture, proper balance while walking, all these activities are controlled by which part of the hindbrain? Cerebellum. You are right. Next we come to the second part of the hindbrain, that is also very, very important, and that is pons or pons varolii. Now it is a very, very important part. It controls many aspects. It coordinates between the two hemispheres of the cerebellum. So one hemisphere, other hemisphere. Now it coordinates, this pons coordinates between the two hemispheres of the cerebellum. Not only this, it also controls breathing, right? Some aspects of respiration, and it also controls us sleep and awake patterns. Okay, so these are the functions of pons varolii. Then we come to the last part of the brain as well as the hindbrain, that is this medulla oblongata. So pons and medulla together also known as brain stem. Now medulla oblongata and pons are very, very important, and death is caused if there is any injury in these two parts. Why? Because medulla is responsible for controlling all our internal organs, our heartbeat, our breathing, or salivation. So if there is any damage to medulla portion, then the person can die immediately. That is why, you know what happens when a person is hanged to death, which part of the brain is punctured? When the person is hanged to death, the atlas and axis break and the pivot-like structure punctures the medulla part. Okay? What happens if there is some injury in the cerebrum? If there is an injury in the cerebrum, there may be loss of memory because it controls memory. Then if there is a, injury in our occipital lobe, then maybe our eyesight is affected. If there is some problem in the temporal lobe, then maybe our hearing is affected, right? So whole body is under the control of CNS. Okay, so CNS is very, very important part of our body. That is, the brain is very important part of the body, so it needs to be protected. So now I am going to tell you how is this vital part of our body protected.